Hello everyone, today we are going to interview a very interesting woman. Her name is Rebecca. She has worked in the United States and England as a researcher and now works in Seville as a teacher. Now I will pass you with my partner Helena to see the interview. Bye!
Welcome, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me today.
So, can you tell us when and where you were born?
I was born in Seville in 1975 in the Hospital Virgen Macarena.
Where were you raised?
I was living in Seville until I was 2. Then my parents moved to El Escorial in Madrid and I was living there for 6 years. After that, my parents moved to the Canary Islands, specifically to Fuerteventura, and I was living there until I was 14. At that time, my mother and my brothers moved to Seville, and I moved with them back to Seville.
A lot of traveling, huh?
Yes.
Where did you go to university?
I went to the university here in Seville, to the University of Seville. Specifically, I did a bachelor degree in biology, and then I did my PhD in biology too in the School of Medicine of the University of Seville.
Why were you first interested in biology? What happened to make you want to study it?
So when I was a child, I thought I wanted to be a school teacher, but I didn't know exactly in what subject. But then when I was 11, we started having biology lessons in the school, and I really became very interested on that, and I decided to pursue my career in biology.
Where have you worked in the past?
After my PhD, I moved to the United States of America, specifically to Baltimore, where I was working as a postdoctoral fellow at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. I was working in 3 laboratories over there, and in one of them I stayed as a research associate for several years. This means that in addition to do research, I also was responsible of the training of students and postdoctoral fellows in the laboratory. Afterwards, I moved back to Seville, where I was working at the University of Seville as an assistant professor. More recently, I was working for 3 years in the United Kingdom. First, I was working in Cambridge in one biotechnology company named Hopkins as a research area lead in neuroscience. And then afterwards, I was working for a couple of years at the University of East Anglia in Norwich as a senior researcher. And recently, I moved back to Seville, where I'm working as an associate professor of physiology.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the investigations you have done?
Sure. I have worked in mouse models of different diseases, for example, Parkinson's disease and autism. Um, Currently, because I'm a professor of physiology, I teach physiology in the School of Biology, the School of Pharmacy, the School of Biochemistry, and I also teach physiology in a couple of masters of the University of Seville. Currently, I continue working on Parkinson's disease, for example, and I also have other research collaboration with another labs in Seville and outside of Seville in another universities.
So then, what is your connection to the neighborhood of Triana?
My connection with the neighborhood of Triana started when I met my husband. We were both studying the bachelor degree in biology, and he lived in Triana at that time. So I started visiting the neighborhood. In addition, we lived in Triana for 3 years more recently.
In your opinion, what aspects could be improved in Triana?
So Triana is a very good neighborhood. I loved it. But it's true that there are several things that could be improved. These aspects are actually general for not only for Triana but also for other neighborhoods in the city of Seville. The first one is the cleanliness. I think that could be improved. And also the tourism. I think we should fight for finding more sustainable ways of having tourism in our city.
Thank you so much to my partners for their work, and Rebecca, especially to you for taking your time to answer our questions. We were very impressed with everything you have done and your hard work, and for being such outstanding woman. You are an example for other girls who are interested in science, and you are a proof that women can do everything that men can do.